Hello, welcome back Halftime TV viewers and subscribers to another episode, and in this one we're going to talk a little bit about the Reggae Boyz squad. And remember, the Reggae Boyz will be playing Bermuda as the kickoff for their World Cup 2026 final round of qualifiers later on this week. To be precise, the game will take place on the 5th of September, which is at the end of the week. Now, we received some news today about some updates happening in the Jamaican national squad. We've been reliably informed that Demarai has been added to the squad, as well as Ronaldo Webster. Now, two players added to the squad, always good, because you want to ensure that, again, our best players are available, or our best players are included in the squad whenever the national team goes out to play. However, I want to speak about Demarai Gray in this particular video, because having scrolled through the entire social media as well as his club website, we've seen nothing to indicate that Demarai Gray is a part of the squad. Mind you, the squad leaves Jamaica tomorrow evening, and it may very well be a case where Demarai Gray is leaving England and going straight to Bermuda. But also, again, the announcement by Birmingham City, it doesn't say anything about Demarai Gray joining up with the Jamaican national team. And the Birmingham City website, it speaks explicitly about players who've been called up for international duty. So the article reads, Blues players set for international duty, and this was published Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. So it was published today. So I don't know if it's basically for those who are talking about the time issue, or maybe they're late or whatever. I think that basically is nullified right here in the date of the publication. So I don't know if there isn't communication between the Jamaica Football Federation and Birmingham City, or something happened behind the scenes and the Jamaica Football Federation doesn't want to basically inform the public of it, because they don't want the opposition team to prepare for their main man. But again, in the Birmingham City release here, several Birmingham City players have been called up to their national teams for September's international break. And it speaks about Osai Samuels heading to the Nigeria squad, Rwanda at Godsill. So the Nigerian squad takes on Rwanda at Godsill. After 6 games, Nigeria sit fourth. Elsewhere in the World Cup qualifying, Willon Williamson has been named in Iceland squad. So it goes through it and it speaks about all the players. I won't go through all the players here, but I can say confidently, and for those who haven't read the article as yet, when you read it, you'll realize what I'm talking about, that nowhere in this article does it make mention of Demarai Gray heading to the Jamaican national team. Again, we may be wrong, we may be panicking, it may very well be much ado about nothing, and maybe the press release forgot to include Demarai Gray in the list of players who've been called up to their national duty. But in addition to that, we checked out on Demarai Gray's social media to see what was happening, and again, seems chill. No indication of him traveling or anything of the sort. And I don't want to point fingers, because that's not what this video is about. We know the Jamaican national team has already welcomed some of the English-based players. Billy Cadamarteri, he's in Jamaica right now, trained with the national team, that sort of thing. So I don't think there's a situation where Jamaica is bringing in 3 or 4 flights from England with the players. Or it may very well be a situation where Demarai Gray is going to travel straight into Bermuda. I don't know, but I'm waiting to see how this situation unfolds, because as things stand, based on the list of players that Jamaica had originally named, Demarai Gray was the most dangerous of all those players, and he's also had a flying start to life, well, to his second stint at Birmingham City, as we can see in the number of assists that he's had since the start of the season. So he's hit the ground running with Birmingham City, and we were hoping that this form would transition over to Jamaica's first and second game of the final round of World Cup qualifiers. Now, all the chatter has been about Mason Greenwood. Everyone's been talking about Mason Greenwood and his reluctance or his decision not to join up with the Jamaican national team, but I prefer to talk about those who have chosen to represent Jamaica and those who have been showing up time in, time out for the Jamaican national team. Demarai Gray is one such player, and I think his good gains for Jamaica have been far greater than his bad games. Although he's had somewhat of a lull over the past couple of months, I think on his day he's still one of Jamaica's most dangerous players, and I was hoping, well, fingers still crossed, because there's still time, still a whole lot of time. Demarai Gray would be available for that game against Bermuda. Again, maybe he will join up for the Trinidad game. Maybe Coach Steve McLaren believes that Demarai Gray deserves a couple additional days off before he joins up with the team, and maybe he will come in for the Trinidad game. But as of now, based on what we're reading and based on our little investigative checks, it doesn't seem as if Demarai Gray is a part of the group that will be traveling to Bermuda tomorrow to take on the Bermuda national team. We want to hit the ground running. We want to get this first win under our belt. We want to secure the first 3 points in our quest for that elusive World Cup spot. And I think in any given situation, we would love for Demarai Gray to be a part of the setup, especially since Leon Bailey is not available, Andre Blake is not available. So 2 of our top players aren't available. So we would want to see Demarai Gray there. But again, based on Birmingham City's website and the publication that they released earlier today, doesn't state that Demarai Gray will join up with the national team. So again, one of 3 things. It could be Demarai Gray opting that he will join the national team for the Trinidad and Tobago game. 2, the Jamaican national coach and the Jamaican national team, Jamaican Football Federation, basically holding back that information. Don't want the team to prepare, don't want the opposition to anticipate what their next move is. Or it could genuinely be a case where Demarai Gray has withdrawn from the Jamaican setup for the upcoming World Cup qualifier or the World Cup qualifying games. Again, it could go anyway. We're hoping for the best. We're hoping it's just a situation where Demarai Gray will join the team a little bit later. All right. So again, big news, or is it? Still waiting, still tracking the situation, still monitoring to see how this one unfolds, and we're hoping Demarai Gray will be a part of the setup, and we're just panicking or overreacting. Hopefully it's much to do about nothing, and he will be amongst the players that line up come further down in this week as Jamaica kicks off the 3rd round of their World Cup qualifying campaign against the Bermuda national team over there in Bermuda. But I'm curious to hear, what are your thoughts, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, if Demarai Gray ends up in fact being absent from the lineup? Who do you think should replace Demarai Gray, and who do you think is our next most dangerous player among this squad of players that the Jamaica Football Federation has announced? I'm curious to hear. Please leave that below this video in the comment section, and let's keep the conversation going. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Halftime TV here saying, until next time.